Whatever the world throws at you, take it on.
This is my fight song. Take back my life song.
Be unstoppable. The all-new 2015 Ford Edge.
And good afternoon from the lobby of Bruner Motors on the corner of the South Loop and Lillian Street in Stephenville. Make sure you stop by. We got a lot going on today. We've got a big cake that has already been kind of torn into, but it had congratulations, Coach Lonn Reisman, 600 career wins. We've got this cake that you can come out and eat. We've got pizza, courtesy of the pizza place, and we're going to spin the prize wheel. Coach, I know you'll be disappointed. No dice this year. We now have a prize wheel.
Okay.
Some great prizes on there, though.
Sure is.
One of them is not going to be won today. I can promise you that. We'll talk about that later. Coach, first off, congratulations. What an accomplishment, your 600 career win on Saturday night. Talk about that night and what it meant to you in this program.
Well, Casey, it was a great night. I've always said this. I appreciate all the support that we've had in Stephenville, in the community. They're a big part of our program, and the Tarleton family is a big part of our program. And, our boosters and our alumni and our fan base and my former players that are so responsible for the 600 wins, and all my assistant coaches that I've had through the years have been a big part of the 600 wins. I never use the word I because the I doesn't get it done. It's been a team effort, and it's been we and everybody that has been a part of our program is part of the 600 wins.
And congratulations again, Coach. Thanks to Bruner Motors and Greg Bruner for that cake. Hope everybody at the show enjoys it. Coach, let's get started and kind of catch up where we left off. Our last show was on December 16th, and since then, Coach, you have played 5 games. It started on December 18th in Las Vegas. You took on the number 16 ranked team in the nation, Rollins, Coach, an impressive 22-point win.
Rollins is a very good team, and they're a very unique team to play, Casey. They run a matchup zone, and that coach has been there for a long time. He's done a terrific job there. Been in many NCAA tournaments, and we knew it was going to be a very tough game. I didn't expect it to be the game to be that lopsided on the score, but I thought we played pretty well out there.
The next day in Las Vegas, Game 2 of the South Point Holiday Hoops Classic, you would take on Drury. A game you would lose 68-67. A little bit of a letdown after the way you played against Rollins.
Well, I think there's no doubt that we felt like we didn't play very well against Drury. We tried to, we came back and we were down, I think, 12, and we ended up having a lead of 16. We threw it an 18-point turnaround, but I didn't feel like we really played with the energy and the enthusiasm that we had been playing with. And when you don't do that, and you play good teams like Rollins and Drury and people on our schedule, then you're going to have a bump in the road, and we had a bump in the road.
So Tarleton left Las Vegas still with a nice record of 5-1 all-time at the South Point Holiday Hoops Classic. Coach, you would then have 12 days off. You came home and took on a Southeastern Oklahoma program where your coaching career started off at. You won that game 81-55, and points in the paint really made the difference in that one.
Yeah, no doubt. You're showing me 44-16, and Southeast Oklahoma's got a rich tradition in Oklahoma. It might be as rich as any Division II and our Division I program in Oklahoma, with Bloomer Sullivan being there, and they just had a tremendous amount of some of the greatest players that the state has seen, and they had just played Southern Miss the night before down in the Conference USA, and so and they played them pretty strong, and we're very concerned about Southeast Oklahoma, and our kids came out and I thought they played very well.
That would be the final game for Tarleton of the 2015 calendar year, an 81-55 win over Great American Conference member Southeastern Oklahoma. Tarleton improved to 10-2 on the season, and you would return to action 2 days later, Coach. You're still the number 12 team in the nation at that point. You took on a Cameron team that had just come off a big win on the road over West Texas A&M. Talk about that impressive 10-point win.
Well, we've never had it easy against Cameron anytime we've ever played them. It's always been right down to the end, and they're very well coached. They have some outstanding players, and they had some impressive wins. I think they had won 4 games in a row, including beating Drury at Drury this year. And so we knew for a fact how good Cameron was. They just came off a win at West Texas, which is not easy to do, and we knew it was going to be a very tough ball game, and it was a very tough ball game. It's a 3-point lead at halftime. We kind of stretched it out, and then here they come roaring back, and I was real proud of our kids because every time you go on the floor in the Lone Star Conference, it's going to be a war.
And that was Lonn Reisman's 600th win at Tarleton State University, and what a night it was as you defeat Cameron 71-61. So on Monday you move from number 12 to number 9 in the nation, and it sets up this big showdown on Wednesday night at Wisdom Gym. You have undefeated and number 4 ranked Angelo State at 12-0. You are 11-2 entering that game. What is it about your team? You've beaten now 4 straight teams in the top 10 in the nation. That's quite an accomplishment.
Well, I think it's a great preparation by our staff. They do a great job of preparing for the games, and I think our players are buying in and focusing in on what we have to do to be successful. And there's many moments in our practices where it gets very intense.
Sure.
And I think that they accept that, and they understand that we need to make our practices as tough as it is in the games, and our preparation has got to be, it has to be at a high level. And I think our kids, they're ready for big games. I told them Coach Chris told them before the game the other night that we have been in a lot of big games, and we have 4 seniors that are starting right now, and they've been in big games. And so I think that they understand the significance of what the game means, and I thought they went to the floor, and I thought that they took the game plan to the floor and really played well, especially in the first half.
Yeah, you defeat the number 4 team in the nation by 18, 85-67. Angelo State's now lost 14 straight at Wisdom Gym. And did you feel like you were able to take an undefeated team and get kind of up in them and frustrate them for the first time this year?
Well, we wanted to, the game was very close early in the game, and we felt like if we could stretch it out, had they been challenged to come from behind that far. And I thought that, I thought our kids kept their composure very well. That was one of our main keys to victory, is we were going to keep our composure in the game and make sure that we kept our focus. And I thought for more, a lot in the game, we did keep our composure. And anytime you do that, the other team, they might get rattled a little bit, and I think they did get rattled a little bit. Not to say that they're not a very good, talented team, because they would be 12-0 if they weren't very talented. And I just thought that we came out on a mission, and we were going to protect our home floor.
Tarleton out rebounds Angelo State by 18. They win that one again, 85-67. And as of today, Tarleton State 12-2 on the season, a perfect 2-0 in the Lone Star Conference. We'll take our first break here in the Coach Lonn Reisman Radio Show, and we return in 1 minute. Senior point guard Mike Harge will join the show when Tarleton Texan basketball continues right after this.
Casey Hogan.
Unheard of.
And welcome back to the Coach Lonn Reisman Radio Show from the lobby of Brenner Motors in Stephenville. Time now for this week's Tarleton Player Spotlight. Our guest in his 4th year at Tarleton State. On Wednesday night, he made his 110th appearance as a Texan, making his 50th start. He has 752 career points. He's now number 13 on the all-time assist list and needs 3 more assists to pass Freddie Pierce and move to number 12. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together. Please help me welcome to the show everybody's fan favorite, Mike Harge. Harge, how are you, man? How good does it feel when you come off a missed shot and, as a point guard, dunk it home like you did against Commerce last week?
It feels good.
Yeah, it's a good feeling.
Why wouldn't it?
I don't know. I wouldn't know nothing about it. I can't touch the rims if I was on a trampoline. 2 nights ago, Mike, you defeat number 4 ranked and undefeated Angelo State by 18 points at Wisdom Gym. How big of a win was that for this team?
I mean, it was a huge win. Anytime you come out and play one of the top-ranked teams, it's always going to be a great feeling to come out on top.
How does that Angelo State team this year compare? They've got 14 newcomers this year. Gadul, the only returner. How do they compare this year to what you saw last year?
I definitely think last year's team was a little better. I mean, they had a lot of good guards and a lot of people that played well together. And this year's team is a little different story. Yeah,
and that was the first game that they've lost on the season, and you out-rebounded them by 18 boards, 49-31. Did that surprise you? Because they're a pretty good rebounding team.
I mean, it didn't surprise me that we out-rebounded, but it did surprise me that we out-rebounded by 18. That's for sure.
And you're going to win a lot of games if you can win the battle on the boards by 18. You now won 4 straight games against teams ranked in the top 10. What is it about playing elite teams that brings out the best in this basketball team?
I mean, really it's just going out and playing hard. I mean, you're pretty much amped up to play a top-ranked team or a really well team. I mean, but just coming out and playing hard and coming out on top is always a great feeling.
So let's talk a little bit about letdown games. You're coming off this big game against Angelo State. Now you're going to Kingsville. There's not going to be 2,100 people in the gym on Saturday at the Steinke Center. But this is a much improved Kingsville team. Mike, they've already won as many games this year as they did last year. Are you concerned at all about a letdown game?
I mean, as long as we stick to the game plan and play how we know we can play, shouldn't be a problem.
Most of these folks have probably never been to this. Raise your hand if you've ever been to Kingsville and the Steinke Center. All right, we've got a few folks that have been to the Steinke Center. Yeah, but most Tarleton fans here and listening have never been down there. Explain that atmosphere. Talk about what it's like.
I mean, it's hard to explain the atmosphere after leaving Wisdom Gym because I mean, there's no feeling as playing into our gym, but
It's a tough place to play down there, though, isn't
it
it?
definitely is. I mean, there's a lot of things that don't go our way sometimes when it comes to going down there, but that's just the way it goes.
I'm visiting with senior point guard Mike Hards, a 2012 graduate of Georgetown High School. He leads the Lone Star Conference with 27 steals. Mike, on Wednesday night, I was supposed to give Ryan Cox credit for this little nugget, and we've got to go pat Ryan on the back afterwards, but you became the 5th Tarleton player in school history with 750 career points, 250 career assists, and 100 career steals. You join a group that includes Corn Henry, Chris Givens, Ryan Huntley, and Mark Smith. You ever met any of those 4 guys? You know anything about
I've met Corn Henry, definitely. I've met him.
Yeah, pretty good. And
Yeah, solid.
a solid group that you joined. As you reflect on that milestone, what does it mean to be part of that group?
I mean, it's an honor for my play this far to at least get mentioned and get noticed in those big names of people, but it's an honor.
And 3 of those 4 are in the Tarleton Athletic Hall of Fame. Has it ever crossed your mind that one day you could be in a Hall of Fame? I hope not. I hope you're worried about Kingsville right now. Not a Hall
I'm
of Fame.
definitely worried about Kingsville. I mean, I never thought my name would get mentioned in this, but I mean, I'm very thankful for that.
On Saturday night, Coach Reisman, speaking of future Hall of Famers, became the 16th head coach in Division II history to win 600 games. I saw you hugging Coach after the game. A neat moment there. What did that mean to be a part of that?
I mean, it's huge being a part of something that big. I mean, who gets to say they play for one of the most winningest coaches in Texas? It's just awesome.
Now, you were hugging after the game against Cameron. You were not hugging during the game in that win over Angelo State. How would you describe you and Coach's relationship?
Love, hate.
Love-hate?
I mean,
Really? Okay.
come on now.
It was love when he got 600. There was a little bit of hate the other night.
Nah, not really hate. I mean, we just.
But that's part of
everybody's gonna have their differences. It's like a father. You're not gonna always agree on the same thing. But I mean, we've been through a lot together, and then we just. I mean, we know each other pretty well.
You've now made 49 consecutive starts at Tarleton since Chuck Guy left. And it's hard for me to even remember a point in time where Mike Hards was not the starting point guard. What do you remember the most about those first 2 years here? Coming off the bench.
Just learning, a lot of learning. I mean, playing behind Chuck, he was a great player. And I mean, just being able to take what his game and learn from him it was just great.
What's the biggest thing that you thought you knew as a youngster at Tarleton that you now realize you didn't know?
I mean,
You know you're a little naive your first couple of years here, right?
yeah, definitely. I mean, you learn.
Confidence has never been a problem for Mike Hards.
I mean, come on now. As a freshman, yeah, definitely I had.
But seriously, I mean, what do you look back and go, man, I was a little naive as a youngster here?
Just knowing the game. I mean, I've learned a lot from being taught every day. You just learn so much out of these 4 years that I've been here, and you know.
Now, Deshaun Riddick's kind of playing that role that you played as a freshman and sophomore. He's probably playing a few more minutes a game than you played. How good can Deshaun Riddick be down the line?
I think Deshaun can be very good. He plays his role very well. I mean, he doesn't do anything out, crazy, but he plays his role very well.
You can't play basketball forever, unfortunately, and you're such a people person. I've gotten to know your dad well, and he's a great salesperson. Could we see you maybe down the line selling something to somebody? What do you want to do? What's your dream job?
I mean, I love basketball. I have a passion for basketball, and I mean, I always want to be around it, so I definitely want to coach.
And you got to be a salesperson as a coach, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
So, and you can do that. So I know if you choose to do that, you'll do a great job. Last question: what's the biggest area of this team? I mean, here you are. You're 12-2. You're number 9 in the nation. But where do you need to improve moving forward to reach that goal of playing in a national championship game?
I mean, honestly, just playing a whole 40 minutes and coming out and punching first from the get-go, and not starting off with some turnovers. I mean, because there's a catch up to you in the end. But just starting off strong and then finishing strong as well.
And you've done a much better job here lately of finishing strong. Would you agree in games?
I'd agree.
Anything we missed that you want to tell the fans here today? This could be your last time at the coaches show this year. So, is there anything that don't cry? Is there anything we've missed? Are there any questions for me or for Coach Reisman?
I just want to thank everybody for these 4 years. It's been a great experience. I mean, I love all the support that I've had.
Hey, I know you got to go get on the bus, so I better let you go. I think the bus is leaving in like 12 minutes. But
I mean, don't you got to get on too?
no, I'm actually going separate on this trip.
Okay,
I got to go to
okay.
Austin for a banquet tonight, but I'll see you
All
late
right.
tonight at the hotel. Mike, I appreciate it. Good
Man,
to see you.
appreciate it too.
That is number 24, point guard, Lonn Cards. That's your time today, Mike. And you can hear him on Saturday against Kingsville. We'll return in 1 minute. Coach and I will preview the matchup with Kingsville. We'll talk about the game at Midwestern State when the Coach Lonn Reisman radio show continues right after this. 9,916 days, Coach. That's a long time to be in one job.
That's a long
in any
time.
career. Coach, we just heard from Mike Carge for our player spotlight. He's been here for 110 games, a 4-year player. What's he meant to this program?
Well, I think the thing I'm most proud about Mike is he's going to graduate in May. He's going to do it for 4 years. He needs 15 hours to graduate. He just enrolled in his last 15 hours. He's going to graduate on time, and it just tells you that he's taking care of not just his responsibilities on the basketball floor, but he's taking care of his responsibilities in the classroom. And that's what you get when you get a young man who's played for you for 4 years and has bought into your program. And he's been a good representative of the university on and off the floor.
Let's take a quick look around the Lone Star Conference before we preview the game against Kingsville. We'll start with the updated Lone Star Conference standings. Tarleton 2-0 in the conference, 12-2 overall. Midwestern State 12-1, 1-0 in the conference. They're number 6 in the nation. Texas A&M Commerce 11-2, 1-0 in the Lone Star Conference. Cameron 8-6, 1-1 in the conference. Angelo State now 12-1 overall, 0-1 in the conference. Kingsville, Tarleton's opponent tomorrow, is 8-4 overall. They're 0-1 in the conference. West Texas A&M at 0-2 in the Lone Star Conference, 11-6 overall. And Eastern New Mexico is yet to play a conference game. Actually, I think they're playing a game today.
They played yesterday.
They played yesterday. Okay. And they're now 4-8 overall, and did not see the result yesterday. My apologies.
Cameron beat Eastern yesterday.
Okay, thank you. So Eastern now 0-1 in the conference, 4-9 overall. Look at the top 25 poll, Coach. Angelo State number 4, Midwestern State number 6, Tarleton number 9. Have you ever seen 3 Lone Star Conference teams in the top 10 in the nation at
I don't
once?
think we've ever had that. I think we've had it in the past. We've had Northeast Oklahoma was really, and we were there. Actually, I think 1 year we were 1-2 in the nation, but I haven't seen 3 teams. And then you have
Commerce there.
Commerce is at 11-2, and they're getting votes right now. It's, I thought last year this league was tough, and I'm looking at this year, and I'm looking at 12, people with tremendous records. So it just says a lot about the basketball level of talent that we have in the Lone Star Conference.
Yeah, heading into this week, you want a stat, folks. Lone Star Conference men's teams are 75-27 overall. Pretty impressive when you think about that. And want to ask you about one statistic that I found this morning. There's 303 men's basketball teams in Division II. Coach, if you look at rebounding margin right now, number 1 in the nation, Midwestern State. Texas A&M Commerce, number 1. Midwestern, number 2. Tarleton, number 3. 3 of the top rebounding teams in the nation from this conference.
It just gets, it just tells you the level of talent that we have and the outstanding coaches that we have in this league.
Let's take a look at Texas A&M Kingsville, your opponent tomorrow night. It's an 8 o'clock tip-off from the Steinke Center. Last year, this was a program under Johnny Estelle in his first year that was 8-19 overall. They've already matched that win total this year.
And it doesn't surprise me at all. Johnny's done a great job. He was a great player at Kingsville, and then he went out and he did a great job in Barrow as a coach there. And then he went on to Houston, became an assistant there. Then he came back to his alma mater, and he's done a great job. And they're undefeated at home. They're 4-0 at home this year. And we know it's going to be a very tough trip down there. It's a game that we have to take one game at a time. We need to approach the game and go down there and play the very best we can. And it's like I've always told you, on the road you got to steal some wins on the road. You got to find a way to steal some wins on the road. Stay in the game late. Stay in the game. Make it close late in the game. Have a chance to win.
And they're winning by playing great defense, Coach. Your team,
Always have.
Your team's 10th in the nation in scoring defense. They're 29th in scoring defense. They're 13th in the nation in three-point percentage defense. What makes them so good defensively?
Well, I think they play hard, and Johnny's has always been known for his teams. They're going to get up and play hard. They're going to play physical, and they're going to give a great effort every night. And that's what I've always been very complimentary of his coaching ability, because he gets the most out of his kids.
So it's Tarleton and Texas A&M Kingsville tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. If you can't make it to Kingsville, you can listen here on the radio. Just a quick note, Coach, we will not have a show until your next road game following Kingsville's Wednesday night at Midwestern State and DL Ligon Coliseum. That game is 7:30 tip-off, and that's always a very tough road trip to DL Ligon.
Be a very tough road trip. We know what it's like to go over to Midwestern, and we know that they'll be very well prepared, and we always have a great turnout over at Midwestern. It's usually there's not many seats left in the Ligon Coliseum when we play over there. They don't like us for some reason.
No, they don't like you, but they respect you. And I think the feeling is vice versa. It's always one of those games. It could possibly be, Coach, the best rivalry in men's basketball in the state at any level.
There's no doubt it's one of them, and we have a lot of respect for Midwestern, and they have a great basketball program. And we've had many great battles over the last years. And I can't say the last few years. It's been a great battle forever.
Have you seen them play yet this year?
I have not. Coach Chris has seen them play this year. I have not seen them play.
And I hear that the MO on them is they are obviously big, down low, and they can rebound and block shots.
Well, and that's always been their MO. They've always been a great rebounding team, and they've always been a team that plays very hard. And it'll be a very tough ball game, especially on the road over there.
It is Tarleton and Midwestern State. It's 7:30 Wednesday night in Wichita Falls, 7:15 pregame show from DL Ligon Coliseum. We'll take our final break. When we return in 1 minute, Coach and I will wrap up this second edition of the Coach Lonn Reisman Radio Show when Tarleton Texan basketball continues right after this. All right, so we've retired the dice, folks. We had the dice for 2 straight years. I guess we got tired of rolling dice, and we moved over to the BrunerAuto.com/Tarleton Athletics
Spin
prize wheel. What are we calling this? The
Spin to win.
Spin to win. There's a lot of stuff on it. I think there's like 15 spots on the wheel. We've got Final Four t-shirts. We've got car washes and oil changes, courtesy of BrunerAuto.com. We've got autographed team pictures. There's a grand prize spot. If you hit the grand prize, you will qualify for our roll-off. I guess it's a spin-off now. It was roll-off last year. Our grand prize spin-off will be on Friday, February 26th. And the winner of that spin-off will win a travel package to the Lone Star Conference Tournament in Allen, Texas from March 2nd through the 5th. So we've got a grand prize again, lots of gifts here. There's one thing that says date night with Casey. And I just want to clarify that's probably not going to happen. I would probably
I'm not going to make a comment.
I would be single again if that happened.
I'm not going to make a comment on it.
But I think Ryan Cox is going to take my spot. So if you land on date night with Casey, it's actually date night with Ryan.
I'm not going to comment on either.
And I'm guessing that our first winner doesn't want to have a date night with Ryan. Royce Harmon, come on up, Royce, and spin the wheel.
Royce is going to spin that wheel. He's sending the real.
Gerald, we won't land on date night. Don't worry. All right, here we go. Spin
All right,
away.
come on. What do we have?
The wheel is spinning.
It's
for those
spinning. It's spinning. Oh, a cap.
Tarleton Athletic cap.
Tarleton Athletic cap.
See Susan
Here
Burton,
comes
Terry
Terry.
Hardcastle. There we
Terry.
go. Our second spin-off contestant, Weldon Newton. Weldon, come on down.
Spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel here at BrunerAuto.com, the corner. Brunner Auto, the corner of the South Loop in Lillian and Stephenville. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Weldon, get up there and spin that wheel. It's kind of like the Price is Right.
Price is Right. There we go.
Another cap.
Another cap.
Oh, thank you, Weldon. Appreciate you being here. And our third and final contestant, Stephanie Sims. Stephanie, come on down. Don't look too excited, Stephanie. Make sure you come out next week.
Get the
Friday.
grand prize, Stephanie. Hit
Here
that
we go.
grand-
You
hit that
gotta spin it. You gotta really put
Hit
something.
that grand. There we go. That's a spinner right
There we
there.
go. Stephanie spins
What are we
the
gonna
wheel.
get? It spins the wheel. It is.
Spin again. Oh,
Spin again. You get another spin.
Looks
All
great.
right.
All right.
Grand prize. Grand prize, Stephanie.
Maybe you'll get another spin. Yeah, you almost got the one you didn't want. She gets a cap, so 3 caps roll.
Spin again.
All right, we're gonna spin again.
We're out of caps.
We're out of caps, yes, spin again. So, I don't know if this thing's weighted to hit cap or
I
what.
don't know.
Polo shirt, there you go. All right.
She almost got a grand prize.
All right, Stephanie gets a Tarleton Athletic polo shirt. You can show up to the show next week at noon here at Brunner Motors if you'd like to register for a chance to spin the prize wheel. The Tarleton Texans, 7-6 overall, 1-2 in the conference. Coach, they beat Angelo State by 29 points the other night. Heck of a win.
Very proud of our Texans. They played very well.
Coach Wilson's squad returns to action tomorrow night at 6 p.m. from the Steinke Center in Kingsville. They will face a much improved 5-6 Texas A&M Kingsville squad. You can catch the action on the Tarleton Sports Network, the National Farm Life pregame show at 5:45 tomorrow night. Coach Reisman's number 9 ranked Texans face Kingsville at 8 o'clock tomorrow night, the National Farm Life pregame show at 7:45. If you can't make it, You can catch the Coach Chris Reisman pregame interview, starting lineups, keys to the game, and more at 7:45. The Tarleton Athletic Hall of Fame Induction Committee announced 3 days ago the addition of 6 new members to the Tarleton Athletic Hall of Fame. That induction ceremony on Saturday, May 21st. The 6 members are Olin Coleman, football, track and field; Katie Crawford, women's basketball; Ronnie Hearn, women's basketball; Trampus Wilson, football; John Erickson, a former Tarleton quarterback for the football team; and one of your former players, Ryan Huntley, will get in the hall.
Yep, there's a very great, outstanding student athletes that are going to be inducted this spring.
The Coach Lonn Reisman radio show continues every Friday at noon from the lobby of Bruner Motors. Remember the Coach Misty Wilson radio show every Thursday at noon from the lobby of First Financial Bank in Stephenville. Kelton Weens is the host of that show. Each show will feature free food, refreshments, and giveaways for the live audience. If you can't make it to the shows, you can listen on the Tarleton Sports Network, our flagship station, 90.5 FM KTRL in Stephenville, Granbury, and Fort Worth. Tarleton fans, download the new mobile sports app. Search Tarleton Sports in the iTunes Store or Google Play Store. If you'd like to stay up to date on upcoming Tarleton athletic events, text the word Texans to 95577. I want to thank the Pizza Place in Stephenville for providing today's food. Appreciate their support as a Texan Club corporate member and, of course, providing the food today. Thanks to Mike Harge, our special guest. Thanks to our producer back in the KTRL studio, Aaron Young. Thanks to Jody Lee Cottle, our on-site engineer to my left, the general manager of KWBY radio station. And thanks to the Bruner Auto family for sponsoring the show all season long. Last but not least, thanks to each and every one of you for listening. Great crowd here at Bruner Motors. We appreciate you taking time out of your day to be here. Coach, time for our final question. How concerning is it for you to play your first 2 true road games of the year in hostile environments in Midwestern and at Kingsville?
Well, Casey, you have to go on, and eventually you're going to have to play on the road. And I thought we played well out in Vegas once, and we didn't play quite well the second night. But we understand what we have to do. We've played this type of and in this environment in the past, and I think our guys understand what the road is like. That we have a very experienced team. Like I said, we have 4 starters that are seniors. They have been through these times. Kingsville is not new to them. They know what they have to do in the preparation. They've been on that floor before, so we're going to just take it game by game and see where we are.
Coach, as always, thanks for your time. Best of luck this weekend.
Thank you, Casey. Let me thank the crowd for being here today. We really appreciate their support in our program. Thank you so much.
That's going to do it for the second edition of the Coach Lonn Reisman radio show for the 28th year head coach of the Texans. I'm Casey Hogan saying so long, everyone, from Bruner Motors in Stephenville. Until next time, have a great weekend, stay warm, and we'll talk to you tomorrow night at 5:45 from Kingsville, Texas.